6, Charlie Romeo Papa. I'll be the coordinator tonight for the 2-meter crew anti-net. And as always, I want to thank the Whiskey 6 BBR repeater owners and supporters in the Baca Valley Radio Club for letting us have this anti-net on here weekly. If at any time there's urgent, priority, or emergency traffic, just let us know, and we will clear the air frequency for that traffic. Is there any emergency traffic at this time? All right, the 2-meter crew is not an actual club, just a handful of hams that get together to continue to learn and plan activities and kind of just keep growing in the old ham world. So anybody is welcome. Feel free to join in. It's an absolute open net. Participate, check in, add your comments. The 2-meter crew anti-net meets every Wednesday at 7 o'clock on the W6 BVR repeater at 145.470, negative offset of 600 kilohertz, and a PL tone of 127.3 hertz. I'm going to take check-ins now. I'm going to do just a little bit different. Give me a minute between you guys, make sure I get your call signs down right. And then let me know if you want me to circle back to you if you're going to have any traffic or comments for the group. And I'll try doing it that way instead of reading all through the list. Just something different to do. Don't know if we'll stick with it, but we're going to try it out. So I'll be taking check-ins now. Who's out there?
Second Echo Link delay.
K7CD, Mobile, Roseville.
Kilowatt November 6, Bravo, X-Rex, your micro from you-know-where.
Hey, TJ, welcome aboard. And did you have any traffic or comments for later?
No traffic, Carlos. Thanks for being here. 7-3, K7CD.
And I got you, KN6BXX. Did you have traffic or comments for later?
Some short comments, nothing significant, but I will be listening. Thank you very much. And did you hear the mention? I did, in fact, someone just posted on GroupMe to keep in mind the 2-second delay for Echo Link.
Yeah, I did get that, and thank you for the reminder. Okay, who's next?
Kilo November 6, Alpha Charlie, Kilo, Daryl and Roseville.
KN6, ACK, and do you have traffic, or will you have traffic for the net, or comments for later?
For later, yes.
ACK, that's kind of low audio, I didn't make it out.
We'll come back around.
Okay. And who's checking in next?
W6NIK, and I'll probably just be listening most for tonight.
All right, thanks, Nick. Who's next?
KM6FAK.
And Jason, will you have comments for us later? Yeah, you'll have comments later. I'll come back to you.
I always seem to have something to say. Thanks, Carlos.
All right, who's next?
Kilo 6, Baker, X-Ray, Papa.
Good evening, and are you going to have traffic for the net later?
Say no at this time, because I will probably be not in a cellular friendly nor good connection to the repeater friendly area.
Alrighty. And if you do later on, you can always just chime in. Who's next to check in?
WG5, EEK, and yes, I will have a little bit of traffic.
Alright, Mike. Thank you, and who's next?
TLF.
Good evening, Kevin. And are you going to have traffic later on?
Yeah, it depends on what Mike and Jason say, probably. And then let us know what tonight's topic is besides going over field day, if you guys have one.
That will be it. We'll finish our check-ins, and I'll go back through those who had comments. And then our topic, I think, is kind of a report out for Winter Field Day. If guys wanted to talk about their experience, what went good, what went bad, what we learned. So I think that'll be good. Who's next checking in?
WB6 WYF.
WB6 WYF. Let me know if I got that right. And did you have stuff for the net later?
Oh, just sit here and listen.
Alrighty, who's checking in next? Station, that was way down in the noise level, couldn't make anything out. Who's checking in next?
G6AEB checking in, Echolink.
A bit of a double echo link, come one more time.
G6AEB checking in, Echolink.
Marcus, I believe that's you. And welcome aboard. And did you have stuff for the net later on?
Nope, no traffic later on.
Good to hear you on Echolink. And who's checking in next?
WA6 PKJ checking in.
Hey, good to hear you, Rodney. And any traffic for the net later on?
I got a little, maybe just a couple comments about the website. That's about it.
Alrighty. And who's checking in next?
KK6RQD, Merlin, Oregon. No traffic.
KK6RQD. I think I got that one right. And yeah, welcome aboard, Oregon. Who's checking in next? K6CWS. Sassoon, no traffic. Hey Cliff, how are you doing this evening? Better since I'm home. Oh, I understand that. Who's next? M6ZTH. Justin, how are you doing? And are you going to have any traffic for the net later on?
Well, and no traffic.
Alrighty, who's next? Alright, we will circle back. Actually, I think I'll do a little business first, then I'll circle back to those that had comments. WA6 PKJ, any updates on the website?
Let's see. We've gained about 15 new members since last week, which is always good. And I'm going to be putting up a bunch of pictures from the winter field day so everybody can get a good eyeball of what was going on and who was all involved. That's about it.
All right, sounds good. And I'll come back to you with the other thing. I got to remember that. And let's see, did Derek make it on? DJV? All right, so no updates on Facebook, but I've seen a lot of activity. Everybody, I think, keeps up with that wants to. And Jason, thank you for the link spot to upload all the pictures to, and for folks to go there and check them out. Real good deal. And we are going to come back and talk about Winter Field Day. That'll probably be our major topic today, how things went and what we should do better next time. But any other DX reports or anything else planned that folks want to bring up?
Late check-in.
Go ahead, late check-in.
Good evening. Good evening, Carlos. Good evening, 2 Meter Crew and the W6 VVR people. Good evening. Name's Mitch. Call sign WUNQ, and as usual, I am late. Real quick, had a blast meeting all you guys, and it was really cool being up on top of Diablo and having a blast doing what we like to do. Good evening. Other than that, I got nothing.
All right, thanks for checking in, Mitch. Any other DXing or planned reports? For 2 Meter Crew planned events, I've been asked a couple times about doing another breakfast, and so I think it's good. People enjoy them, but I want to keep them spaced out a little bit. Last time we went up Davis Way, so this one will probably be back down here in the Bay Area, maybe a little up towards, not too far though, up towards Rodney's Way, or else I'm going to drive up and get them. Any comments on that for timing or anything else?
I'm ready to be kidnapped.
All right, I'll probably throw in a little bit, figure out some dates and throw something up on the 2 Meter Crew website and on Facebook. Get something planned and on the books. And also, Rodney, when I was talking with you, you were talking a bit about, I believe, the Sonoma swap meet coming up. I'd like to know if there's any other ham swap meets. I am not that familiar with them, so it'd be kind of cool if we got them up on the website in the calendar also.
Well, I can certainly put the one I was talking about up there, and then if anybody else has any they'd like to be put up on the website, they can leave a comment on the website if they're a registered member, or they can send me an email on QRZ with the pop-up. So join it.
That sounds good. Wasn't there one up Sacramento Way or up in the foothills too? I believe I've heard folks talk about before. Go ahead, comment.
Check in Cam6 YKX, Robin Auburn. Yeah, the Sierra Foothills Amateur Radio Club Hamfest is in Loomis on March 21st, 7 a.m. to 12 p.m., but kind of starts earlier. Bring a flashlight, and it's at the historic train depot in Loomis, right there. So anyway, that's March 21st. It's usually a pretty big one.
All right, cool. Rodney, I hope you got that info. I took some scratch notes here. We'll get that up on the calendar also. Any other events or thoughts? All right, I'm going to cycle back through those check-ins that had comments. KN6BXX, Mike.
Carlos in the group, yeah, KN6BXX, Michael from you know where. Got to throw that in there. Hey, Rob, KM6YK, just want to let you know that the River City ARCS, River City Radio Club, is promoting your Ham Club's Hamfest, so they got their posting on their River City ARCS Facebook page. Just pass it on, just to let you know, too. Let me carry on there, Carlos, if you're ready.
Yeah, Michael, go ahead.
Yeah, thanks again for guys that had a fun job at the Diablo Winterfest. Sorry I couldn't make it, but like I said, especially my XYL, my CFO, Linda, over the Napa Wine Trail was a great lunch adventure, so it was great. Also, too, if I want to promote some of my radio club, it might be beneficial with 2 meters. Yeah, of course, North Hills Radio Club, a member since I joined the Ham family last May, and every Monday night we do several nets a night, but there's one that's called the Monday Elmer Tech Net at 8 p.m. And on the last Monday of the month, repeat last Monday, which of course includes this past Monday, Greg, KK6WSP, hosts a 2-meter simplex test where he will check in on a regular net and then have visitors come in. And usually about 8:30, so come on to 14652 and see who does, and they'll swing back to our repeater, K6IS, to do evaluation. So again, last Monday of the month, 2-meter simplex test, K6IS 14519 repeater, because I know a lot of us want to have some fun at 2 meters simplex. Thanks again, KN6BXX.
Well, thanks for the updates there, Michael. And how about KN6ACK? Did you have stuff for the net?
Well, just a couple of comments. I was down in Las Vegas this past weekend. I didn't get to participate in Winter Field Day, but I took my radio with me and ran into a repeater that is much like the 3.3 repeater and very much like the 2-meter crew. So there are others out there who are doing what all of us are doing here, which is kind of cool, I thought. And then I had a tech question. I want to get a vertical antenna, but it's in regards to some of them, these vertical ground wires are radials, and some don't. Are there any suggestions out there as to getting one that does not need radials for HF? Please let me know. Thank you.
Can one of the Elmers or somebody with good experience with the antennas chime in?
Would be Rod.
What's the question, Carlos, K7CD?
Gentleman was looking into vertical antenna for HF and sees that some need the long radial wires, and it seemed like some did not. Sounded like he was more interested in those that did not, but did anybody have any experience or suggestions?
The short answer is your antenna will always perform better with radials, not only on transmit but also on receive, and typically you'll have less of a noise floor when you're using a vertical with radios as opposed to not.
6ACK, yes, thank you for that information. Definitely answer some questions for me. Thank you very much.
By all means, I encourage you to talk to other hams on this repeater and other frequencies. Talk to hams that have verticals and have operated different models. They might be able to give you a recommendation for a specific manufacturer's model, assuming you're not homebrewing one. 73 K7CD.
Again, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, TJ. All right, moving on. KM6 FAK, Mr. Jason.
Yes, I'm here, KM6 FAK. So would you like to talk about Winter Field Day then?
Let me get through the check-ins, and then we're going to circle back and everybody can chime in with their experience. How about that?
Roger.
Did you have any other ideas or anything else you want to talk about?
Geez, no, I've been messing around with this YouTube thing. For anyone that doesn't know, I am live streaming this right now. So if you miss it, you can later watch it. 2 ways to find the link is either through GroupMe or through Facebook. If you don't have either of them and you would still like to see the link, please email me. I'm good on QRZ, and my call again is KM6FAK. Back to you.
Thank you, Jason. And I just wanted to give you a little shout out while you're on here. For all the work, man. You stay busy and live stream these, and on Winter Field Day you were all over the place filming, photographing, and all that was besides one of the key people that set up the Winter Field Day and provided all the brochures and documents that we needed and guidance to get us going. So much appreciated, sir, and recognized. Thank you very much.
My pleasure. My pleasure. I'm glad everyone enjoyed themselves.
All right, WG5EEK, better known as Geek. You ready, Mike?
WG5EK here. So just to summarize a little bit what I've been doing since I got my first node up and running with the things, or with the help of Kevin and Jason and Will and a lot of Googling. We got it working pretty good, and so I started to play around and do some research using a node that runs in, Windows, not really Windows, but it runs by itself. I have one installed on a virtual machine, so it's an emulated node that I don't have any radio connected to, but I can use an app on my phone or an app on my computer, and I can talk to any other node, or if I wanted to, I could bridge it to Echolink, or I have bridged it to the Brandmeister DMR network, and I can talk basically to anyone that's connected to any of those networks with no radio and using all free software, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. Especially I like the free part.
The only thing it costs is a little bit of your sanity getting it working, because the documentation is not exact and things are broken right off the bat. You have to reinstall from source, which means you got to compile and build some things. So a little bit of your sanity, a lot of your time, but it's working. And my goal would be to make one distributable for whoever wants it, and they would just have to open their ports and put in their specific info to make it work. So I would save most people a lot of headache, at least most of the headache. There's still going to be a little bit, but I think that'd be, if people are interested in that, I'm going to do it anyway, but just let me know if you guys want one once I get it ready.
Oh, well, very cool. Thank you, and that was WG5EEK, if you guys want to look them up later. N6VLF, Kevin.
Good evening, Carlos in the net. I don't have a whole lot to say. We're going to come back around, I guess, and we're going to chat about Field Day, but just wanted to say I enjoyed meeting everybody. But here in the future, coming up in June is Summer Field Day, so the Vacaville Radio Club sponsors that. And if anybody is interested in that, they're absolutely welcome to come and hang out on Saturday and join us. That'd be really fun. Get to meet more people. And also just was going to throw it out there. If anybody wants to do a goof off tech day where you want to work on your stuff, experiment with your stuff, that kind of thing, I don't know, just let everybody know. Maybe we can get together and have a tech day, but we won't have to drive all up to Mount Diablo to do that. Maybe we can do it somewhere closer to Ground Zero. Anyways, that's it. N6VLF.
No, good info. We'll get the June Summer Field Day on the calendar also. And yeah, thanks for that offer and the offer for a tech day. And I think a few of us get together, we may take you up on that. Maybe get up and do the, oh Lord, what are they, the nano somebody or another's, the new little antenna analyzers folks are using. Might be a good day for that.
Yeah, that'd be great. People have those, or they have their MFJs, their Comets, their rig experts, all that stuff. And whatever, if you have an antenna project, you know, UHF, VHF, even HF, if we meet the right place, you can bring your HF antenna and we can lift it up the air and see what it does. Anyways, just throwing it out there.
All right, well, thank you, Kevin. And let's see, WA6PKJ, you updated us on the website and everything. Did you have anything else you want to share?
Really, other than I looked at all pictures of field day and everything, it looked like everybody was having a great time for multiple different reasons, I think. Meeting people, trying out their new mobile setups and all that. So it was a great time, and I would encourage anybody that's never gone to a field day to check into doing that sometime before your career's over. It's a blast. That's about it.
Yeah, thank you, sir. It was a lot of fun. Do we have any other late check-ins or anybody else that had comments?
1, 2.
For the crew?
Late check-in, November 6th, Delta Tango Radio, Dana.
Hey, Dana, how are you this evening? And did you have anything for the net?
Oh, nothing to add. Just participating. Thought I'd just check into the roster.
Yeah, perfect. Anybody else late check-in?
W6LEE. I'm not sure if I'm making the box or not, but no traffic. I just wanted to check in.
Great to hear you, Josh.
Yeah, Joshua, you're making it just fine. And good evening.
I forget
Anybody
this
else checking in?
microphone's on.
All right, let's kick into the Winter Field Day report outs. So, if you feel like it, let us know, you know, what you ran into, what looked good, whatever you want to share about your Winter Field Day. I think it'd be kind of interesting to get everybody's viewpoints. And I'll tell you what, Jason, do you want to lead us out here?
Will do. I was just going to say, I did a loose tally to bring it to tonight. And let me know if I missed you. I think I have everyone's sheets, but let's listen and let me know if I missed you. Okay, Nick, W6NIK. For the most part, he was on 70 centimeters, and he worked 8 contacts on phone. Jim, NN6EE, did 40 meters, 10 contacts, and he had actually a combination of CW and phone. KM6INR, Don, he was on 20 meters, about 5 contacts, combination CW and phone. Then we had Scott, N6SMH, and Eric, N6SPP. They were on 20 meters together, 7 contacts phone. Then Ted, KM6TAX. He tried a few things. I know he set up 80, but I didn't see any 80 written down, and he had some 1.25 meter, the 220. I believe it was 3 contacts, although he wrote down MTZ. I'm not sure what to think about that. I'll have to get with him later. Mike, WG5EEK, 2 meters. He had 6 phone contacts. Myself, Jason, KM6FAK. I was on 40 meters. I had 10 contacts phone. And I think a lot of people at some point sat down. I'm calling it the 2 Meter Crew radio. I know, Carlos was there and Cliff was there, and gosh, I think everyone probably took a spin on that, and that was 49 phone contacts there. And so I came up with 5 bands, 98 contacts total. Let me let it drop. And so for me, I had a great time. I mean, getting up there, it was beautiful. Didn't know what to expect. At times, the buddy poll can be challenging to tune in, and that just simply reflects that I'm not doing it enough, Practice makes perfect. But getting it up in the air, there was an S7 to S9 of, I'm going to say, some kind of digital noise. It wasn't a constant carrier. It was all the way across the band. And it was unfortunate because it was really hard to pull out those weaker stations. Me personally, I had a Canadian station, and then I was getting down into San Diego, and then everything in between, Washington, Oregon, and I made it as far as, I think, Arizona and Utah. But overall, it was great. I think next year for Winter Field Day, we should just try something new. I think that's part of the fun, maybe something with less HF noise. And I'll leave it there for now because I'm anxious to hear other people's stories. KM6FAK, back to you, Carlos.
Yeah, thank you for the tally and the report out. Yeah, and the 2 Meter Crew, we're working at 80 watt Yaesu, and that station was hopping. And I remember a few of the guys that put some time in there. Mitch gave us some time there. Derek, the Green Donkey, sat down and knocked it out for a little bit. Justin started us out and knocked out a chunk. Cliff sat down there. I got to work with Cliff for a little while on that, and that was fun. Oh, I know I'm probably missing folks, but it was good. Everybody just kept bouncing in and keeping that rig going. So, very cool. Who else wants to check in? I want to thank, before I let it go, hang on. I wanted to thank WG5EEK because Mike brought the grill and fired it up and cooked burgers and dogs for everybody. And so much appreciated while we were all horsing around and socializing. You took care of the food. Thank you, sir. And Mike, did you have anything else for Winter Field Day?
Well, you brought the food, and everybody brought food. I just cooked the raw stuff up, but it was my pleasure to do that. It was easy, so not much credit's due there, but it was fun to do. I had fun setting everything up, meeting everybody. I had a rough time getting contacts on anything but 2 meter. I got nothing but noise on 1.25, and I didn't even try, honestly. I think I tried for like 10 minutes on 440, but beyond trying to make contacts, I had a good time. The weather was great. It turned out to not have any rain, and that was like a blessing. And just interacting with everybody and having a good time, and the conversations were really good. So thanks everyone who put that together. Everybody in the 2 Meter Crew, everybody in the Vaca Valley Radio Club, and everybody else that showed up. It was awesome.
Yeah, thank you, Mike. And who else wants to chime in? Okay, I'll go. Yeah, same thing. I had a really good time. First time I've ever contested, and it was fun and a big learning experience. Just sitting down and getting comfortable with the call out and everything you needed to identify. And I tell you what worked really well, because 2 meter, we were just inundated. And there were so many people calling in, it was hard to break them out of the noise they created. So when Cliff came by and sat down, one thing, it was good to get to know Cliff there a bit. and it really started working well. He was on the mic, and I was
Hey,
jotting
that's me.
notes and figuring out call signs, and that was enjoyable. But I know next time I would definitely try to pair up with folks, have somebody help listen with you and get through it. Seemed like it made the contacts easier. Let me let this drop. Setup went pretty good. Just had the deep cycle battery and brought the Diamond X200, pushed it up on a painter's pole, and it worked great from up there. Folding table, pop-up tent, all that seemed to go good. Little generator ran well. So I think we did learn that everything is not altitude. We were too close to commercial transmitters, and I think their RF noise was kind of varying the front end on our units. But still, it didn't dampen my spirits. I had a good time and really enjoyed meeting everybody. But next time, we will definitely look for a quieter area. Who else had comments?
Add something else again real quick if I can.
Certainly, Mike.
Just want to give a special thanks to Kevin for supplying the antenna, coax, transportation, and expertise, helping me get my station set up. Jason for giving me a battery so I could use for the event. That came in real handy, especially operating off of commercial power. And I don't know if Will's out there, but it doesn't matter. KM6 SRX, thanks for letting me borrow your radio. It was fun operating that that specific antitone for DMR. Even though I didn't make any DMR contacts, it was still cool to play with. So back to you guys.
Yes, sir. And how about N6 BLF? Kevin, some words of wisdom.
Well, the ham radio fellowship was awesome. I got to meet everybody. It's always nice putting a face with the call sign and then trying to remember it. And then what was, aside from the hamburgers and hot dogs was special, is I got to meet the Green Donkey and then explain why do they call you that. And of course they showed me his vehicle. Says, oh, okay. And then he also explained how he's talking on the repeater and he gets stomped on, and he goes, yeah, sometimes they're making donkey juice out of me. The guy is hilarious. But he was just fun to be with, and it was a really nice day. I really enjoyed doing that, guys. It was fun to watch everybody set their stuff up and just have a great time. And other than that, I really don't have anything else. You know, I mean, you know, everybody will just get better at it the more you do, and you'll just keep having fun. It was great. N6VLF.
Yep, thank you, sir. Cliff, K6CWS, did you have any comments?
It just looked like a good time was had by all, and everybody was helping each other out. Other than that, it was just a good time. Weather was good. Camaraderie was good. K6CWS.
Yeah, some of the views when we drove up there in the morning were spectacular. I mean, it was got above the clouds, and so the valley was covered in clouds, just mountaintops poking up. Pretty gorgeous. Who else was up there? KM6ZTH, Justin. You have anything for us? Justin may have checked out. How about WU1Q, Mitch? You were lively up there and working some stations. And Mitch must be off working HF or having a coffin nail. W6LEE, Joshua was up there. Any comments?
W6LEE, yeah, you know, I had an amazing time, a good time. To be honest, man, I didn't even play any radio at all. I knew Uncle Donnie and I had limited time, so I made sure to try to get to everybody and shake their hand and talk for a little bit. So I kind of took advantage of of seeing everybody and visiting. But I did. I had a great time, and so that's what I have. W6LE.
All right, anybody else I missed who was up there and wanted to comment, or who was at home working it and comments?
Cam 6 TAX, 5 watts.
Thanks for coming back, Ted.
And you're making it good, Ted. We were just kind of wrapping up and reporting out on Winter Field Day. So you were up there and had the big antenna up. I know we had some noise issues, but any other comments you wanted to add for the group on Winter Field Day?
Just that had a good time up there. It was fun to set up and whatnot and see everybody. And yeah, it was cool. And we'll have to get together again and do more of a camping one or something like that. I think that'd be kind of fun. And then after this, I don't know if anyone wants to do any simplex action, either sideband or FM, whatever. But yeah, I had a good time up there. Cam 6 TAX.
For those of you that weren't up there, Ted had manufactured for him an antenna holder that fits in his trailer hitch slot and sticks out a bit behind the vehicle so he can still open his hatch and put the antenna pole in that holder. The entire thing is made out of hitch material. I think if you hit it with a truck, it just cuts you in half. It wouldn't even dent it. An impressive sight, I tell you.
Thank you. I know it's a cool piece.
Ted's going to be selling those pretty soon. You'll see him advertised on Jason's YouTube site. No. Any other comments from Winter Field Day?
Yeah, I'll say two quick.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, so I felt like I was pretty prepared, but oh, by the way, I think I might have been on Simplex earlier. Anyways, fix that now. One thing I didn't bring was a simple printout or a pamphlet or some kind of information to give to people, because that's one thing that I just completely forgot about, is how public Mount Diablo is, and possibly maybe the next location we go and operate. And, you know, I'm so scatterbrained doing all the things we mentioned earlier that I wanted to take time when people came up and talked to me, but I don't know if I, you know, did our hobby justice because I was just so scatterbrained and all over the place. And obviously, our hobby is very technical, and you can't just start talking to them like they're in our hobby. It'll go way over their head. So I kind of would like to think about that, or ask anyone else if they've got an idea of you know, what we could either give people or show people, or, you know, a nice quick summary about our hobby, because that's a great opportunity, especially because there's a handful of college-looking aged kids there that potentially they could really enjoy it and like it. And then I'll also finish with a funny story. I think I might have mentioned this earlier on the repeater at another day or two ago. But Jim came over, and N6EE, all frustrated at one point, and he's like, "What's your noise level?" Because we both decided to do 40. And so I turned on the radio, and I looked down, and I'm like, gosh, I've like an S1. I don't know. You know, I think it's something wrong with your radio. And if you know Jim, he hates to hear that, especially because he just bought it. And so anyways, he kind of turned around and left. He didn't look overly happy that my noise level was so low. And then as I was kind of sitting down and I was hitting the tune button, and it would not tune at all. It just rejected it. It just, you know, it didn't go into the mode. And then I'm sitting there and I'm looking, I'm like, what is going on? And then I'm starting to look around because I'm, you know, putting two and two together. And then I see Kevin beat me to the punch. He reached down and grabbed the end of my coax that was laying on the ground instead of connected into my radio. But, you know, the small details are very important. But that just goes to show how much fun and how busy we were up there. That antennas are great, but make sure the coax is screwed in. Cam6 FAK.
Did Jim ever figure out he was misled there, or did he just go back to his car and rip his radio out?
I'm not sure what ended up happening, because sometimes he gets in his own head. But there was noise once I got the coax in.
But yeah, no, that's a good point, because we did have a lot of visitors, more than I thought. I figured people would be walking by, but not as many walk up, ask questions, and be interested in what we were doing. We had that troop of Boy Scouts, the pack of college students you talked about, a lot of families stopped in. One of them surrounded Ted there for a little bit while he was setting up, tramping all over his ladder line. But it was kind of cool. They were very interested in what we were doing. I think it might be neat, like you said, to have a simple handout to give them or something on the hobby.
Check the ARRL website. They have a PDF, What is Field Day? It's dated for last year, but you might look at that. Okay, Tuxedo, yes.
That's a good idea. You hear that, Jason?
I did.
All right, that sounds like enough on Field Day. So great time. I am looking to get some dates on the calendar in front of us and see what we can do, planning the next activity. Seems like that's what everybody really enjoys with the 2 Meter Crew and Vaca Valley Radio Clubs, getting out there and trying different stuff. So we'll try to keep it on the calendar on the website. And if you guys think of stuff, make sure we get it up there. Any other comments or anything before I think I'm going to kick it over to kind of close up the net, kick it over to Ted and let him do some simplex. But anything else?
This is RJ. I have a suggestion.
Absolutely, go ahead.
Thanks very much. This is KI6RJ, the new Kim JNX. The thing to do is take a few of the technician questions and see if the kids can understand the technicality of things, and maybe it'll give them an idea to become a technician and then get their license.
Well, that might be a good idea. Have a few of the more pertinent tech questions and see if they understand it, or give them a quick quiz on it, a little overview, get them interested. Thank you. Anything else?
And 6 Villa.
Go ahead, Kevin.
Just wanted to remind everybody and extend the invitation, if anybody's interested. The Vaca Valley Radio Club meeting is on February 13th, which is the second Thursday of the month. We always have it on the second Thursday at 7 o'clock at the Nutri Airport. Anyways, just throwing it out there. If anybody is interested, you don't have to be a member. You can just come hang out if you want. N6VLF.
All right, thank you, sir. Any other last-minute questions, comments? All right, well, thank you. I have not been identifying myself, W6CRP. So thank you all. Good time was had on Winterfield Day, and good net. Ted, you still out there. I'm going to close the net, but you take it over and go work some simplex. So W6CRP officially closing the unofficial anti-net. You guys have a good evening.
Too late, Carlos. The radio cops are on their way to your house.
It won't be the last time, I guess. Ted, you still on? KM6TAX.
Yep, I'm here. I don't know if anyone wants to, if they're interested in testing a little sideband FM or 2-meter FM and sideband, or 70 centimeter FM and sideband. Whoever's ready.
Are you going to use the standard call channel?
Yeah, standard call channels for both sideband and FM. So, I guess 146.52 for FM, and how about 144.2 for sideband? Carlos, are you going to try FM?
Yep, I just punched it over, and I'll try for a second. I don't have the antenna mast all the way extended right now, but we'll see what happens.
All right, I'll meet you over there. QSY 146.52 FM.
Yeah, all right. Thanks again, gentlemen. Thanks for the net. I'm the QSY myself. It may be a long shot, but I'll try again.